What's up, y'all? John Melton coming to you live with another episode of hashtag Money Monday. We're going to get into recruiting quality humans. How many of us would love to recruit up? We would love to find people that actually want to work, ambitious, motivated people that have a desire, a high desire to achieve success. Well, how do we find those people? Where are they at? My favorite people to recruit, we're going to talk about it today. We are live streaming right now in like 5 different groups: YouTube, my Facebook page, my Facebook profile, probably even Instagram. We're in all the places right now. And people always ask me, what do you guys use? StreamYard. StreamYard is the bomb.com. So if you're new, drop the word new. If you're seeing me for the very first time, what's up? My name's John Melton. Been in the network marketing profession now for 22 years. Took me 7 years to fire my boss, 16 years to become a millionaire. And now today I do a lot of generic training, coaching, speaking, exactly what I'm doing right here, right now. So this is for anyone in network marketing, especially those of you that want to create leverage in your business. And also let me know if you're watching the replay, where you're coming in from, and just check in anyway. Let me know where you at. Where you at, though? Where are you at? All right, so talking about the best people to recruit and how to find them. And this is something I'm very good at. I've been the top recruiter in my company now for over 8 years. Before that, I recruited, I think, 300 plus people in the company before that. Unfortunately, that got shut down by the FTC. So, here we are, last 22 years, recruited probably. So this is where it's interesting, right? Personally recruited, I would assume, I don't know, a couple thousand people probably, but then built teams of tens of thousands that produce millions and millions of dollars on a monthly basis in revenue. So recruiting is kind of a big deal. And I know sometimes people will say, well, I'm not good at recruiting. Sure, most people suck at something that they've never done before. Think about playing a sport. Were you awesome? In fact, let me know in the comments, what sport did you play growing up? Were you awesome at basketball, baseball, football, hockey, whatever it was when you first started? Probably not. I just started playing pickleball in August. But here's the real truth. I did play ping pong for years, not like competitively, but just like with my kids and with friends. And, so I had maybe a decent skill, a basic skill, but, it took me a little while to understand the rules and, get pretty good at it. Well, yesterday, my partner and I, so Dylan and one of his best friends, Jackson, started playing this summer. And Jackson's dad and my dad, that's funny. Jackson's dad and Dylan's dad, me, started playing together just recently, our second tournament together. And we won. We freaking won the tournament yesterday. So it's like, for those of you that understand pickleball, it's like 2.5 to 3.5 or 3.25, something like that. So it's like advanced beginners, but everybody's good. It's very competitive. And it's a lot of fun, and we won. So that was really, really fun. I think we ended up winning like 5 games, but lost 3, but we won the one that mattered. So, what I'm saying? Champion. Ding. Anyway, I don't know what the ding meant, but I need you to understand that recruiting up and recruiting period is a skill, but it also is a skill that can be developed, right? Just like confidence can be developed, leadership qualities, all these things can be developed. So when you say I suck at it, yeah, I sucked at pickleball at first. I played baseball competitively growing up, and I even play adult baseball now. And yes, I'm still playing on a baseball team, 22 and up. Most of the guys are probably 30 plus, but I'm a catcher. That's hard. I don't even know why I still play, to be honest with you, but I have fun. It's, in the summer. So it's like, just random Sundays we play. Anyway, I digress. The point is, I was terrible in the beginning. So let's just get over that little objection now. You are going to suck. Embrace the suck. The good news is you're watching this training right now. Are you not? Smash the heart button if you're watching this right now, because the whole point of you watching this is to learn who are the best people to recruit and where to find them, how to find them, all the things. That's why you're here. So let's get better. Number 1, I like finding people with WHIP. How many of you know what WHIP is? Let me know in the comments if you know what WHIP stands for. I like finding and identifying people. And by the way, sometimes it's a personal recruit. Sometimes it's a person 10 levels deep. Every dud knows a stud, and every dud can become a stud. I was a dud when I first got started in network marketing. Some of you don't believe that, but I had a terrible, deep fear of public speaking. I had earrings and a tongue ring. I was a drunk punk loser. I was always getting in trouble, got arrested a bunch of times, drinking drugs, all the stupid things that young people sometimes get into. You would not have defined me as an A player. So let's tell you what WHIP means. WHIP stands for work ethic, hunger, integrity, and then if they have number 4, personal power, like they have some influence, woo, huge potential. Now, I will tell you, my first year cracking 6 figures, and I said in the beginning, it took me 7 years to get there, but my first 6-figure year, first year I earned 6 figures in commissions, was I shouldn't say the first time, but it was the last time. Yeah, the last time the economy crashed, 2008. So for those of you like, oh, the economy and like, things are really weird right now, inflation, high interest rates. This is when I went full time in network marketing, believe it or not. This is when I went all in with my home business at that time, because I didn't want to do mortgages anymore. I made about $600,000 in 4 years as a mortgage banker. But guess how much money I made when I didn't close a loan? Approximately, that's right, $0. It was 100% commission. So I was like, man, I want residuals. I want leveraged income. Unfortunately, I didn't have the kind of money to start my own bank at that time. So I didn't get paid on the mortgage payments every month. I only got paid one-time commissions. So I knew that I wanted to get back into network marketing. And by the way, the reason I was the #1 loan officer in a very large mortgage company in Baltimore for 3 years was I was there for 4 years. First year I was rookie of the year. And the next 3 years I was the #1 loan officer. It's because I outworked everybody, period. Because what? It was a numbers game. It was a numbers game. I made 100 calls a day. I remember when I first got started, I said to the guy that hired me, I don't know what a mortgage is, but I'll outwork everybody in your company. He said, hey, man, if you can make 100 calls a day, you'll make 6 figures. But I literally didn't know what a mortgage was. I had no idea. And I found out pretty quick. But at the time, I did not know. But I will tell you, I took what I learned in network marketing the first 2 years, because my first company also went out of business. So I had 2 companies shut down on me, and one I left after 7 years. Anyway, bringing it back together. The first time around, I did not have much credibility or influence. I was 21. I was 22. You can imagine who I recruited. Mostly broke college kids like me. And I was a community college dropout. So I couldn't even get like a lot of the college kids are like, oh, you're a loser. You dropped out. But then when I crushed it in mortgages, taking what I learned in network marketing, applying it to mortgages, and on top of that, having an insane work ethic, I ended up meeting a lot of quality people. So in 2008, when I went full time, I got back into network marketing. So I was doing network marketing part-time for 2 years. 2008, I decided to stop doing mortgages, firing my boss, went full time, and I started to recruit aggressively. I was already recruiting mortgage bankers and people in real estate that I'd met, but I started to really intentionally, some of you are just not very intentional. I started to intentionally ask people if they're keeping their income options open literally every day. I'd cold call people that had their business cards on bulletin boards. Listen, it was a WIT mentality. You know what WIT is? Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. And I knew if I physically went and met with people, or I got on the phone with someone, like I knew I could have at least enough rapport building skills and basic abilities, because I'd already been doing network marketing and doing sales for a little bit, to get them to look at what I was doing, especially if they were a positive person. If they had a good attitude, they were cool, I got along with them, like I pursued those people. So who are the best people to recruit? Well, like I said, work ethic, hunger, integrity. And if they have this fourth one, personal power, but let's just say they don't have personal power, but they just have a positive attitude. Flip out that personal power and just slide in positivity. Positive people. They could be a school teacher that's never been in business, but they got a good attitude. They have a work ethic. They have hunger, and they have integrity. Do you understand? It doesn't always have to be that they're a business person or an entrepreneurial-minded person. Although if you look at my business today, a lot of my best people had a background in business. A lot of my best people were already using or posting on social media to some extent. So it does make sense to talk to people that have an entrepreneurial spirit, that think like a business person, that have high desire for more than a life of mediocrity. You also should be upfront with people. This is not get rich quick, it's get rich eventually, which is better than get rich never. Where are some other places to find good recruits? How about your customer base? Some of you suck at recruiting. Okay, Get good at selling. I talked about this last Monday. Get good at selling your product. Build up a lot of product confidence, belief. If you can get customers, you can recruit. What does that mean? Well, some of my best recruits started out as curious customers. They started out with like, hey, I need to drop 25 pounds. And they did. Hey, I want to try this 5-day drop where I can drop 5 to 10 pounds in 5 days. And they did. And then they were like, man, I kind of want to get involved. I'm like, cool, let's work together. Let's partner together. You have to enhance your language. You have to level up in all things business, mindset, leadership. And I know some of you, that's overwhelming. I get it. I understand it. I know you're scared. But guess what? Brene Brown says it best. How many know Brene Brown? She says, choose courage over comfort. You're stuck in your comfort zone. And that's why your business is stuck. Your bank account is stuck. That's why you live paycheck to paycheck and you have more month than money. And then I get some people to watch my videos. They're actually good financially, but they don't love what they do. They own a business that owns them. And for some reason, they got involved in network marketing and they're a lawyer. They're a business owner. They're a doctor, and they don't approach other doctors. They don't approach other lawyers. The easiest people for you to recruit, in case you're curious, are people just like you, people that can relate to your story. Guess who I recruited when I was 21? If you had to guess, other 21, 22-year-olds. Guess who I recruited when I was in mortgages? Other mortgage professionals, real estate professionals. Guess who I recruit a lot of now today? People that have network marketing experience. Why? Because they've been following me for 6 years, 7 years. They got the 7-year itch. Their company isn't what it used to be, or their company went out of business, or something happened. They got out of network marketing for 2 years, but they always wanted to work with Nadia and I, and they're in my inbox. Or I wish them happy birthday, and they're like, you know, John, you have wished me happy birthday 5 years in a row, and I've never got a happy birthday from anyone in my upline. You respond faster to my messages than my upline does. That isn't me recruiting them. They come to me. Now, of course, I still end up recruiting them. If I sign them up, I gave my link, I enrolled them. But the point is, sometimes you attract people to you because of who you are. So what does that mean? Be the person you want to attract. Be the leader you wish you had. For those of you who are like, I don't have a good upline. Cool. Be the leader you wish you had. Now, some of you have an amazing upline and you're using that as a crutch. You rely on them too much. Time for you to step up. Take some freaking responsibility. Take some ownership. What if you started doing a weekly call with your team? John, I don't have a team. Okay, do a weekly show. I do a weekly show every single Monday. I do Money Monday. I've got people from all different companies, leaders from all different levels that watch I got people that are 7-figure earners that make more than I do that watch my trainings. It's true. And I also get people that are brand spanking new. So I started a show. Why can't you? I started building a brand. Why can't you? And for those of you that are doing the videos, you are putting out the content and you're not getting the results, I want to share this with you also. So first of all, don't only promote the things you make money on. You want to build real influence? Promote things you don't make a dime off of. If all you ever promote are things you get paid off of, it kind of feels like you're inauthentic, like you have an agenda, like you have hashtag commission breath. Let's keep it real. But I will tell you this, and I had a conversation with a woman on our team yesterday, and she might watch this actually. She was like, I'm doing the videos, I'm doing the things, I'm just not converting. I'm not getting a lot of engagement, leads. Even in her stories, she's reaching out to people and they're ghosting her. I'm like, listen, you got to get in Facebook groups. My favorite thing still today, and it's overlooked, where do I find people? Facebook groups are the bomb. That's where Rena Zaharov. How many of you know Rena? Rena is an incredible leader. Been working together for 7+ years. She's a rock star out of Canada. We met in a blogging group. I mean, I've met people at events. I've met people from, speaking at an event, from networking at an event. I've in masterminds that I was a part of. I was a part of Ray Higdon's mastermind years ago. We were part of Brendon Burchard's mastermind. I'm now in Eric Worre's next level mastermind. You meet people in these masterminds. You meet people at events. You might say, well, John, I can't afford to go to events or join masterminds yet. Okay. What about a local BNI group? Why wouldn't you meet local professional people, business people? Well, you don't have to go there and sell and pitch your stuff. Just go there to network and meet people, right? Maybe you can find like a local Facebook community that you can join. And maybe once a month they get together for a happy hour and they just do networking. I mean, if you want to attract better people, you have to put yourself in the rooms, in the groups with better people. And again, who are those better people? Ambitious, driven people and people that have a business mindset, people that are thinking about other income streams. They're already investing in real estate, or they're wanting to promote their business. They're already self-employed. They're accustomed to making a higher level of income or doing something where they are more independent. You know who we attract a lot of in this profession? People that are independent thinkers. They want that independence. They want to be their own boss. I'm not saying you shouldn't sign up a nurse. I'm not saying you shouldn't, have a conversation with an employee, see if they're keeping their options open. But what you will find, if you put 100 business owners on one side of the room, 100 entrepreneurial minded, self-employed type of people on one side of the room, and you put 100 employees on the other, you're going to sign up more of the self-employed people in the business. And guess what? Business owners know business owners. One of my best recruits ever was this guy, Jeff Aaron, who was a real estate appraiser that I freaking cold called. I cold called him. I'm not kidding. I called Jeff up, didn't know him, but I knew he had done appraisals for our company and had heard of our mortgage company because we were really big. And we went and met. Now, I'm not saying you should go meet with people. I know some of you are like, oh my gosh, meeting with people. Listen, you don't have to meet with people necessarily, although I think it's a great idea if you're really hungry, you're really serious, but at least a phone call. I get people like, I don't like getting on the phone. I'm like, do you like being broke? I'm confused. Do you like not winning? Do you like not rank advancing? I talked hardcore about all these things on Friday. How many of you saw my video on Friday? I was fired up. You get these people that don't even work their business a couple hours a day, and they're like, my business is down. Like, if you had a job, you wouldn't even be getting paid right now. If you had a traditional business, your business would be out of business. What do you mean? Oh, man, my business is down. Like, what are you doing about it? When things slow down, that's not a time to chill. That's not a time to feel sorry for yourself. That's a time to step it up. That's a time to be more proactive, more intentional, show up louder, prouder. But again, Facebook groups. Okay, in the comments, let me know. What are some of your hobbies? What are some of your passions? What are some of the things you love? Maybe you love Disney. Maybe you love real estate. Maybe I don't know. What do you love? Let me know. Hiking. Maybe you love, I have a couple cockapoos. So I'm in a couple cockapoo groups, right? I have a couple Teslas. So I'm in a Tesla group. Does that make sense? Now, I'm not saying that I do a whole lot in those groups because, let's be honest, I have the luxury of not having to go in there to find people. But you should. Like, I tell this story all the time, and it's amazing how often I tell this story over the years, and people still don't really do it. It's crazy to me. But there's this woman years ago. She was struggling with her warm market. Anybody else ever struggle with their warm market, and they don't buy, they ghost you, they don't make a decision, they don't even tell you no, even though it's basically a no, because they're ignoring you and they're not responding to your messages and they don't engage in your posts, and they're all skeptical and they have all the what's the ingredients in the product. It's like, did you ask that when you ate McDonald's last night? Come on, bro. Anyway, so she was like, listen, I'm struggling, my warm market's not responding. She was working with us for like 3 months, and I was like, she got on a Saturday call and she had heard about Facebook groups. So she was like, man, I'm going to get into some groups. This is what she was into. Okay. You may be into something like this and you've never thought about it. It doesn't have to be this thing, but think about the things you're into. Maybe you're really into Harry Potter. Maybe you're really into Star Wars. You're a total Marvel dork like me. Whatever. The point is, she joined a bunch of scrapbooking groups. Scrapbooking was her passion. She loved it. She went in there to make friends. She didn't join like 17 groups and then do nothing. No, she created, and I would recommend write this down, create an SOP. What does that mean? Well, for me, it's a standard operating procedure for me and my virtual team. We post 2 posts a week inside of 5 different Facebook groups that have the kinds of people that I would want to attract to me. So we post twice a week in 5 different groups. I think we post, I can't remember actually, Monday and Wednesday we post in 5 different groups, the same 5 groups Monday and Wednesday, but we post Monday and Wednesday, things that I posted before that we're posting in those groups. And I ask a question. I got this from Coach Fryer. We ask a question once a week, I think on Thursdays. Once a week, we ask a question in those same 5 groups. Now, a couple of those groups I think are my groups, but the other groups are not my groups, right? But I'm a contributor. I'm adding value into those groups. So couldn't you do something similar? It's like, don't just join a group. Join the group and then introduce yourself. Be intentional. Maybe you spend 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night commenting on people's posts, engaging, making friends. That's what this woman did. She ended up getting 30 customers. She did over 3,000 in sales within 30 days. That's basically a customer a day. I'll say it again. She started doing this strategy. 30 days later, she had 30 customers that ordered over $3,000 worth of product because she got into those groups not to pitch. She never mentioned her business, never mentioned her products. She went in there to make friends. She went in there to build a new network of people. She went into those groups to connect with people that were into the same thing she was into. Whether it's scrapbooking, or maybe you love playing poker, maybe you're a huge Ravens fan like me, right? Join like-minded groups. Now, don't join like 17 groups. I just said it. Join a few groups that you're actually going to pay attention to. It's one of the best ways to meet like-minded people. And again, if you're a 59-year-old grandmother, would you agree you're probably going to have more success talking to people that have the same problems and pain points that you do versus you trying to enroll a 22-year-old man? I mean, let's just keep it 100. The 22-year-old man, even if they're like, hey, she has a great idea, a great bit, they don't relate to you. They don't relate to you. It's going to be easier for you. Let's say you're a power couple. Get into some groups with power couples, right? Get into groups where like husbands and wives are engaging in the group together. Maybe you're a single mom in Nebraska. Are there local single mom groups in Nebraska? I've just given you ideas here. Don't overthink it too much. What do I say in the groups? I don't know. Scroll and see what everybody else is saying. What is everyone else posting? Could you just start off? Maybe you don't start posting right away. Maybe you just go in there and you start engaging, right? See if you can connect with like-minded people, positive people, awesome people. Could be you join local groups. Now, let's say you were like, well, I really want to expand my business internationally. Well, what if you joined, let's say your company's in, I don't know, France, and you joined a French hiking group. Now, here's the caveat. You probably wouldn't do that unless you spoke French, but maybe you join, maybe you're like, John, I only speak one language. I'm just like you, John. I only speak one language. Then join groups where they speak English, but they're international, like Australia, the UK. Again, just giving you ideas. Let's say you speak Spanish. Why wouldn't you join groups that are in Spain? Why not go in there and make some friends? Hey, I'm thinking about backpacking through Spain. What are some of the places you all would recommend? Does this make sense? Like, you're overthinking this. It's not that complicated. But some of you, again, you watch my videos. You're like, I'm going to do TikTok. John said Facebook groups. John said I should hire a VA because he had these guys up at VA. I got to hire. I don't want you to bite off more than you can chew. Because what happens is people try to learn all the things at once, launch all the things at once. They're like, I'm going to launch a podcast. I'm going to start posting on Pinterest. I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to podcast. I'm also going to go live on Facebook every day. And meanwhile, you're avoiding the actual work, which is intentionally proactive and prospecting people. You have to intentionally ask people if they're open. I know people ghost you. I know some people even block you. You know what? Good riddance. If I ask someone if they're keeping their income options open and they block me, they delete me, they're a nasty Nelly, a negative Nancy, I don't want to deal with that person anyway. I'm looking to connect with like-minded people. Now, is it an advantage if you're actually joining groups with like-minded people where they may benefit from your product? Yeah, that is an advantage. I will tell you, that is a huge advantage. Do you have to do that? No, but it is an advantage. 100% it helps that if you're into, like, let's say you're selling a collagen supplement. Like, it could be beneficial to be in some sports groups or some women's groups. It's like a makeup and hair tips group. Maybe you start your own group that does that. Maybe you have your own menopause group. How many of you remember when I interviewed Tina Margaris? She literally her team did over 100,000 in volume in 1 month with 18 people because they have a menopause group. That's crushing with that menopause group. And that group is all about value. So a really advanced strategy that some of you are not ready for, but some of you are, is you can start your own Facebook group. You can start a local group, a business-minded, entrepreneurial group. There are options here. I think everybody personally should have their own Facebook group eventually. If you're building brand, it makes a lot of sense. Doesn't mean you should do it right away. You could also do it with your upline, your downline, your team. You could do a sideline, just a group where you can, basically, I look at this. I look at it like this. You get all these random followers and friend requests and friends and whatever, right? Depending on the platform. But if you can get them into a group, number one, for them to join the group, that means they're actually interested in getting something from you. Could be tips, could be support. I don't know. Depends on what you're into and what kind of brand you decide to build. But every badass brand that I know, every person that's, building influence on social, eventually, because they build their own community, their own following, creates a Facebook group. Maybe you're joining marketing groups. Maybe you're joining social media marketing group. I don't know. What are you into? What could you teach people? So again, that's an advanced strategy. At first, just start with joining groups. Get a feel for it, but go in there to make friends. Go in there to provide value, connect, comment on other people's posts, ask questions, answer questions, share ideas. This is what people that effectively use Facebook do. And again, they're not in, they might be in dozens and dozens of groups, but they have a few groups that they focus on. They have a few groups that they engage in. Kayla says, okay, let me start a group. Love that idea. Kayla, no brainer. Because it's a way to, number one, capture leads, right? It's like you're taking them to that next step because they're already following you. It's like, hey, let me get you over here to this group. And again, it'll be a great way to build more rapport, build that community. Other people start promoting the group. It's powerful. Like Tina has 60,000 members. She took it from 300 a few years ago to 60,000. They never have to worry about finding people for their business or opportunity. And the whole 18 people, they rotate the leads that come through for their products and for their opportunity. Anyway, listen, how many of you, I'm going to wrap up with this. How many of you would love to recruit 20 people in 30 days? Would anyone be excited to enroll 20 people in 30 days? I'm just curious because I found out this past week that Eric Worre is doing his infamous Recruit 20 in 30 days. If you would like to recruit 20 in 30 days, go to mylifestyleacademy.com/recruit20 because Eric on March 9th is doing another one of his 3-hour recruiting masterclasses. And this is his most popular program. Recruit 20 in 30 days can literally change your entire life. Why? Because now you got 20 people that are responsible for your income. You have 20 people that you can change their life. This is what network marketing is. It's changing lives for the better for a living. Pretty freaking cool. Anyway, if you want to register, go to mylifestyleacademy.com/recruit20 or drop into the comments and my team will go through and respond to the comments. Drop recruit20. If you drop recruit20, my team will go through the comments and respond to you in the next 24 to 48 hours. But it's March 9th, so you have plenty of time to prepare, plenty of time to promote it. It's literally weeks and it's almost a month away, actually. But Eric just announced it. I figured I'd share it with you guys. I'm excited about it. Recruit 20 in 30 days. How many of us would agree? That would be amazing. Especially some of you that are like, I've recruited 0. I've recruited 2. I've recruited 20 that haven't done anything. That's why you want this training. It's not just recruiting, it's recruiting better people, getting them into action. I'm telling you, this can be a game changer for you. mylifestyleacademy.com/recruit20. It'll be March 9th. I think it's 11 a.m. Eastern. You'll see all the details on the page. Now, some of you will say, well, what about replays? So what Eric's now doing with his workshops, it's $10. If you want lifetime access to the replay, it's an extra $10. And I think there's like maybe a workbook for an extra 10. So technically it could be 30, but if you just wanted to tune in and watch, it's $10. Can't beat that. I know it's a massive investment and it's a tax deduction. So mylifestyleacademy.com/recruit20. Hope you got value from today's Money Monday. Who's ready to go recruit? Who's ready to go recruit up some A players, people with whip? By the way, there's a weirdo on the broadcast. If you guys could delete and block him, please. Kenny Chesney. And no, that's not the real Kenny Chesney. It's a scammer. These scammers always comment on my stuff. It's so annoying. But guess what? Happens to everybody. Hopefully it's common sense that nobody I would have on my team is saying, hello, if you're interested in earning online from home, contact Mrs. Catherine B. Gregory for greatness. Really? Who are these spammers? It's so bad and embarrassing. Anyway, I love you guys. I respect you. I love this profession. I love impacting others. And I hope you take action on what I taught you today on the best people to recruit and how and where to find them. If it helped, smash the heart button. If it really helped, smash the share button. And we'll see you next time. Peace.